We have an update on a breaking story tonight. 2 people shot at Navy Pier earlier this afternoon.
Chicago police giving an update. Let's listen in.
Brian Murphy of Navy Pier. Earlier today, approximately 1:18 in the afternoon, officers of the 18th district responded to shots fired, possibly several individuals shot, on the north side of Navy Pier and an administrative office on the loading dock. At this time, we believe a disgruntled ex-employee entered the loading dock, fired multiple shots, striking 2 individuals who were taken to Northwestern Hospital where they succumbed to their injuries. At this time, on behalf of Superintendent Snelling, we'd like to offer our condolences to the victims, their families, and their loved ones. We do have a person of interest, at which time we are actively seeking at this time. Area 3 detectives are on the scene, still processing the scene. It's very early in this investigation. There was immediate and quick collaboration between the 18th district officers and men and women of the police department that worked in conjunction with Navy Pier security to immediately secure Navy Pier. And at no time were any individuals in danger. This was an isolated incident with a disgruntled ex-employee, at which time, like I said, we will actively pursue. So with that, at this time, I'd like to introduce Brian Murphy.
Thank you, Chief. On behalf of Navy Pier, we also send our condolences to the families of the victims who just came to work today. And we also like to thank the Chicago Police Department and other first responders for their immediate response. They were here within minutes. This was an isolated incident in a non-public space at Navy Pier, and we immediately implemented our security protocols and locked down Navy Pier. We notified all of our tenants to do the same, and once we were able to determine that the offender had left the property, and police were able to ensure that we're back up and open at Navy Pier. At no time did we feel like anybody from the public was in danger, that this was more of a targeted issue that occurred today at Navy Pier.
Mr. Murphy, originally did you know whether or not that gunman had come into the loading zone, coming into the pier, or did your video give you indication that he ran away from the pier originally? What do you know?
So, as a former employee of the subcontractor, he had access, he knew how to get to that back loading dock area. And then we used our cameras to identify the fact that he left the pier after the fact.
Did the gunman make it into the offices, the administrative offices, or where exactly did this occur?
It happened in the loading dock area. There was a private office in the loading dock area where it occurred.
Were the victims also male?
The victims were male.
Where did they work?
For a subcontractor. I don't want to name them.
Restaurant?
2 more questions,
No.
please.
We know you trained for this, but can you talk about when you actually have to lock down the pier, the magnitude of what it entails when communicating with all the businesses and making sure that everyone was safe as it came out today, despite the 2 fatalities? Can you talk about the process?
Yeah, it's a challenging space, right? I mean, we have a big open location. We have 70 different tenants here at the pier, but we do work with them regularly. We use a communication tool that we send out a blast message to all of them to go on to lockdown. And then we use that again once we're able to open again, working with the Chicago Police Department. And again, I couldn't say more than enough about the Chicago Police Department and their response today.
Chief, can you just clarify a little bit about the suspect? Do you believe that he fled the pier? Is the pier clear now?
The pier is clear now. The pier is safe. We wouldn't open if we didn't believe and know for sure that it was safe.
And what can you tell us about the suspect and what type of public you're looking for?
Right now, we're actively pursuing the suspect. It's very early in investigation with this, but I just want to say that we have identified who we believe the suspect is, and we're hoping to have him in custody very shortly.
Last question down here.
Pardon me?
Did the shooter try to jump on a bus?
Again, it's very early in investigation. I do not want to put any of the officers' safety at risk by telling you how we're approaching it, right? I believe, if I'm correct, I think he was terminated on October 14th. How long he worked here prior to that, that's information we'd have to get back to you. All right?
Was a weapon found?
Was a weapon found at this time? All evidence is being collected and will be processed. It's very early in investigation. The detectives and everyone are still on the scene, so we'll get that information back to you in a short time.
All right, guys, thank you.
All right,
We'll update the mins.
Thank you.
We'll update the